Today we're going to talk about Impressionism and Post-Expressionism, where they come from, what makes them different, and so much more. We've got to start somewhere, so let's start at France in the 1800s. Until Impressionism came into play, the most popular and acceptable style of art at the time was Romanticism. That meant a lot of realistic scenes, pretty ladies, symbolic scenery, and it all looked like you could reach out and touch it. Of course you couldn't. Don't touch the art. So imagine the shock people got when artists like Monet, Pissarro, and Degas showed up with their startling take on what artwork could be. They started a new movement in exhibition separate from the official annual salon, where all the best paintings were displayed. The rise of Impressionism began with the coining of the term itself. Upon seeing Claude Monet's impression, Sunrise, a critique by the name of Louis Leroy was calling the painting incomplete and sketch and labeled it Impression. It was plain to see why people were so baffled about this new art form. The technique itself was nothing like that of Romanticism. It was unique and made the paintings unique. The defining traits of Impressionism were varied tones, shadows and colors, and short brushstrokes among few. The forms in the paintings were more suggestive than completely clear. Much of the colors were unblended and extremely vibrant. They wanted to simulate the way natural light illuminates objects. Eventually, Post-Impressionism was regarded as a good depiction of modern life and was accepted as a proper art form and given a place in the official salon. As you can imagine, the form to follow this one was Post-Impressionism. Post-Impressionism was not too different, but people would agree that it was more emotionally charged and the forms were more distorted. You probably recognize the artist Van Gogh, but others involved in the movement were Paul Gauguin and Paul Cézanne, to name a few. Apparently, even Impressionism was too much of a restriction for some artists. So, how does this all relate to my work? I was inspired by and related strongly to Impressionism and Post-Impressionism because my art has never had a complete appearance to it. I find that Post-Impressionism focuses a lot more on the emotions of the artist, and the self really shines through. I recall seeing Van Gogh's exhibition a year ago and watching his art evolve as I walked through the gallery. He was going through many hardships, and it was showing so plainly on the canvas through colors and form. I think that expressing the self is a really important part of art, not just to copy what's in front of you, but to show what you're thinking and make it a unique experience. This was something that was very important to a theme like mine, a theme about identity.